Alright guys, this is going to be a quick tutorial on use case diagrams. It is not going to be from the scratch use case diagram tutorial. We're just going to be focusing on some of the finer details that I feel you guys need to get a grasp of as well, because I know you are able to draw a use case diagram, but there are some specifics that might not be clear to everyone. So let's get started. So let's use this use case diagram as an example. So we can see in general, this is a use case diagram where a customer, so it's for an e-commerce system, and a customer purchases a product in this e-commerce system. That is the action of this use case. And we've got some includes and some extend relationships between our actions inside. We've also got a payment gateway here, and we see two actors below the customer actor as well. So a premium customer and a non-premium customer. So by this point, you guys should be familiar with the general use case, the customer as an actor. What I want to focus on is this generalization where a premium customer, for example, and a non-premium customer can inherit properties from a customer. Also want to look at the includes and the extend relationships, and this actor that we have over here, the payment gateway. So let's take a look at that. So first of all, let's look at actor generalization. So this is where the inheritance comes in. If we look at our customer and our premium customer and our non-premium customer. So the customer is the generalized base actor. So while premium customer and non-premium customer are specialized actors. So the open arrow pointing up to the customer indicates that the premium and non-premium customer inherits all the attributes and use case associations of the general customer, while potentially having their own specific use cases. This means that a, a, a premium customer and a non-premium customer is a customer. So all the attributes about a customer applies to your premium customer and your non-premium customer, and all the actions that a customer is able to perform at this base class level, the premium customer and the non-premium customer is also able to perform if we go up this generalization and inheritance. The reason why we want to use this, for example, is say, for example, so a premium customer and a non-premium customer can purchase a product, right? That's why it's going through the base class customer. But let's say only premium customers can apply a coupon discount. Then we would have a separate use case over here that we only link our premium customer to. And let's say non-premium customer has the use case that they are able to apply for premium membership. Then we would have a use case inside here, and we would only link the non-premium customer to it. So meaning that the non-premium customer and the premium customer still has the same properties and access to the same actions as the customer, but they can each have their own specific use cases unique to each other that the other one can't have. Okay. So that is known as actor generalization and inheritance. Now, there's also the concept of a primary actor and a secondary actor. So a primary actor initiates the use case. So this means they trigger the interaction with the system and they have a specific goal they want to achieve while using its functionalities. So a customer, as well as its child actors or child classes of premium customer and non-premium customer, are primary actors because they trigger an interaction within the system and they have a specific goal in mind. So a customer triggers an interaction with the system because they want to purchase a product. A secondary actor does not initiate a use case on its own. So it plays a supporting role by providing resources or services to the system during the use case execution. So, for example, our payment gateway, it's still an actor because it is outside our system boundary of the use case, but it is not a primary actor, and it's not represented with a stick figure. Primary actors aren't represented with stick figures. And a payment gateway does not initiate the use case. It doesn't initiate the make payment, right? The customer initiates the make payment through purchasing a product. And the payment gateway is a secondary actor because it plays a supportive role by assisting the customer with making a payment for the use case of purchasing the product. Okay. The next thing I just quickly want to look at is the include relationship and the extend relationship that we can see here on the use case diagram. So an include relationship indicates a mandatory dependency. So, and an extend relationship indicates an optional or exceptional behavior. So it's not mandatory for the extend. It only happens in some cases, and for the include, it always has to happen along with the use case. So put the use case of purchasing a product, or this activity of purchasing a product, includes the use case of making a payment. So this means that a product cannot be purchased without making a payment. However, there is an extend relationship between purchasing a product and applying a coupon, and the reason for that is it is not always the case that a customer would want to apply or has a coupon to apply when purchasing a product. That is why it is an extend relationship and it's not mandatory. Right. Thank you, guys.